Come on. Let's go. See, I told you, Ryan, this is why I don't really need to go out in nature too much. It's kind of right here. I'm taking this girl for a walk with my ghetto-ly constructed leash, made longer from 2 leashes. So anyway, thought we'd pop in really quick to see if, just checking the time out for other people. You never know. Might be a better time than not. Yo, playlist, what's up, man? Hope you're good, bro. Appreciate that, man. It's bedtime for you. Hey, no worries. We'll come back again soon. It's good to know that this is your bedtime, because I don't really know where people are at. I can kind of guess, but I would assume that means it's better for me to go live earlier in the day for you. So hey, that works for me. I'm trying to wind down by this time anyway, even though it's only 6 o'clock. Hey man, thank you so much for stopping in before you go to bed. I hope you have a good night of rest, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Well, if I ever get home, this can be some time. Oh, we gotta go back. Oh, big girl, come on. Sniff everything, so you know how that goes. Sometimes you're up later than this, but not always. It's 00:58. Don't roast me for that, but okay, we got military time. No, and I appreciate you saying I don't have to schedule around you, man, but I like having you here. And I mean, I just like to also see what time works. I'm taking a mental note, so I know that if I go live later, probably won't, always work the best for you. I have a feeling more people are in your boat than not, because, I'm kind of on the West Coast, and it seems like more of you guys are either on the East Coast or even in other countries. So, it's good to know. I do appreciate. That's kind of why I'm just popping in. I'm like, oh, let's see where people are at. So, not necessarily, not about me as much as it is just checking in with you guys. So, don't let me hold you. Don't let me keep you. But again, I really do appreciate your time here. So we'll make the most of it. And yeah. Are you ready? Let's go. Come on. She needs words of encouragement. She's the one that wanted to go. I could have skipped a night. Come on. So anyway, it's really good catching up with you guys, seeing where how things are going. Obviously, like I said, it's not so much about me as it is about, I don't know. My thought was, let me try to be as much of my normal self as possible while coming on here, and see if that does anything. Just because it's easy to start acting a certain way, or to, I don't even know, just add some sort of character to it all. And I'm still probably doing that. I'm really trying not to, but maybe the camera in my face does something. And it might sound like I'm really out of breath, but these allergies are getting to me, man. I couldn't breathe for a minute. Whew. Over at my buddy's house, due to the cats. I'm not a big cat guy. Not that I have anything against them. Just they don't They don't care for me. Oh, if I want something to ponder while I'm gone, I'm getting an intense calling to go full hog into plant-based diet. Dude, do it, man. Especially if you've never done it. I don't know. I'd love to hear more about that. It all depends on what your goals are, what you need personally. Like, obviously, if you're just going for the most healthy long-term thing, you could get really carried away with it, but I'm a big fan. I did it for almost 2 years, and I liked it. It was good for like certain things. For me personally now, I'm like, again, with everything a little more in the middle. So obviously I do eat meat and stuff, but going plant-based taught me a lot because it made me think about what I'm eating, why am I eating it, where did it come from? That was a big one. Where did it come from? I think that was maybe like one of the top additions. And obviously you don't want to be too paranoid or over calculating. Sometimes you just gotta eat, and sometimes eating is better than not. Mosquito got me. Help. I've never done it. I'm currently just writing up a shopping list. Dude, nice. Thinking of trialing it. Eggs and seafood permissible. Great additions. Great permissible additions. You know, especially if it's all wild caught seafood. Whoa. And of course eggs are good. Enjoy that, man. That's kind of the funnest part, is going and getting your supplies. Yeah, I don't really know what we're supposed to do, but that, like I said, it taught me a lot, and for me, I kind of went a little carried away with it, so, you know, I probably could have done it longer if I just didn't go as extreme with it, because I think, like what you're saying, like, yeah, keep some seafood and eggs, there you go. That'll make it more sustainable. And you could do that for forever. I mean, you could do that for indefinitely with those two additions. Even with just the eggs, I noticed for me it was like, and maybe I went through a big detox because I really had a bad diet before I did that. And then, so I feel like I really detoxed a lot, but if that's a thing, again, I really don't know. I don't want to act like, oh, I know, or I learned this or that, or, because, you know, I mean, maybe I learned something, but I'm literally just finished it, so I'm ready to sleep now. It's kind of vegan, but without the philosophy, more nutrition and health-based, if that makes sense. It seems worth a try. Oh yeah, dude, for sure. For sure. I mean, obviously a lot of things that are marketed as vegan are really not healthy. You know, you got like all the fake meat and stuff. But like how you said, plant-based, you know, you have your main source of things, and then you go from there. Add little bits of other stuff. So, yeah, you'll enjoy it. I completed a 4-day fast. Oh, wow. Congrats. That's a lot easier said than done. So nice job. This seems the next logical step. Yeah, I mean, for sure. After a fast, you want to refuel with good stuff. You know, you don't want to just go to Carl's Jr. and do something like that. Eat a bunch of candy. You had a stoner diet, if you remember our last chat was about weed, sobriety. Of course. Well, of course I remember that. But nah, I just made the connection. That totally makes more sense. I mean, it would make sense even if you weren't on the sobriety journey, but just it all goes quite nicely together. I guess we're running now. And so, just yeah, just enjoy it. What's up, Slappy? But yeah, good on you, man. That's that self-progression, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's a good path to be on. It's a good path, man. I'm rooting for you on it. I think you'll do well. You're already on it, so you really can't go wrong. Now it's just doing it for a while. Don't let anything knock you off your path, because that could be the hardest. You could get like, oh, you know, what's the point? I have that happen to me all the time. I'm like, what's the point? But the point is to keep going. There really is no point. And so, yeah. I almost said, what's up, Ringo? What's up, Slappy? Where are you a smoker? Just cannabis. Not really tobacco. I mean, I've done it, you know, but I never really got into it. Never really was for me. Come on, Bryn. Let's go. We're at the end of the road. But I was more of a concentrate user, so I wasn't really smoking, if that makes sense. It's more of a dabber. Yabber. Come on. I know, it smells good. There was a restaurant right here, and she always wants to go check it out, but all you get to do is smell. I keep getting bit. It's like having more control or making new pathways. Yeah, I mean, no, of course, man, I'm happy to chat. You know, I feel, the one thing I do wish was different is that this is nice, but it seems, the reason why I don't like streaming is because I'd rather have a conversation, because then it's like, this is like, makes it harder for you guys to like be a part of it, because it's more like me just talking, and then I read a chat, which to me is more like a comment, because it's, by the time I read it, it's already in the past. Like, it's not like in the now, back and forth. I don't get to see your reactions to what I say. I don't, you know, so it's very one-sided. It's more shallow than a real conversation, but I'm trying to make the most of it. And so, yeah, man, it will make it cheaper, because obviously, but sorry, I'm trying to go into too many things, man. I do appreciate you, playlist, and eat it as you see fit, you know. Hopefully, if you can do once a month, that's great. But if you got to do twice a month, you know, 3 times, 5 times, you know, whatever. I think, obviously, be as strict as you want. But if I had any sort of, sorry, we're going up a hill. If I had any sort of input, just as friendly offerings, I would say, don't hold yourself to something in that, you know, especially with the diet. You know, you could be you could be more flexible than you probably realize. And if you feel the urge to treat yourself, of course, you can always do that, especially if you see it fit. Because I obviously could get carried away with that, but I don't think, you don't really seem like the type of person who would, you know. So, and maybe you are. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm just saying, from what we've talked about, your mindset's in a good place. So I wish you well, brother. Dying. Oh, and maybe that Slappy's comment or chat was about my lungs. If I'm in the same room as a cat for a long enough time, you would think I was like heavy smoker. but I don't use an inhaler or anything. So I let it go away on its own. And some of my friends have cats, so when I need to go over there for some reason, just rough it out. And then obviously going on a walk makes it seem even worse. But it's honestly not that bad. It just sounds worse than it is. Kind of thinking I spent a lot of life buying into something that maybe now I wouldn't necessarily choose. Of course that makes sense. Everything's programming, and the path of, you know, making progress, of progression, it's about mostly unlearning. Like, nobody, well, especially in the case of doing things that are good for you, sometimes the only way to really do that is to, after you've done a bunch of things that are bad for you. Not to say go do a bunch of things that are bad for you. I don't think we mean to. You just really get caught in that cycle, and obviously what society deems as acceptable can make it easier to fall into that trap, for sure. Like, most people are so unconsciously going from one thing to the next. Like the things that you're doing now, and again, don't let me keep you, but I'm just using your chat as an example. The things that you're doing now, similarly to me, you know, they'll make other people really glitch up, you know, freak out. Like, whoa, why are you doing that? And you shouldn't worry about that either, but that's usually when you know you're probably doing something right. Because most people, again, not to talk about most people, because they don't really matter. Not that they don't matter, but they don't matter to our path of progress. It's like, you know, they're, like I said, they're just very unconscious. And that's not to speak negatively. Don't buy the past, buy the future, brother. Perfectly said. I see, you're paying attention. But obviously you understand that too. I don't even think you're just saying that because I said it. Like, if I never said it, I would just assume that was something you thought of. So, and maybe you didn't even hear that from me. But I completely agree. Especially when we're talking about buying, right? Not that everything's about price and purchasing, but it's just like people that don't have much money, they're gonna go buy something that's financially makes them worse because it's like buying things in bulk, you know, especially that you're gonna use, or buying the bigger size that's cheaper. Come on, Brindley, you can't go in their house. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. I mean, that's why convenience is such a killer. Because you're getting the convenience. You're getting it now. And it's all these things. And I understand most people don't want to hear this conversation because, again, we're talking about most people. But I really believe that you have two choices. You can either kind of keep going along, doing the same thing you're doing, and not learning anything, or you can stop and think about it and learn something from it. And I think that's really the main two paths that we're given at any current, and sometimes it's totally fine to just be blissed out in the moment. Like, I'm not saying don't enjoy it. But everything is basically showing you something, no matter what we're talking about. This could be about anything. We use different phrases and words to touch the same thing. That's how I relate to religion too. Yeah. Oh, nice. I was living from taste and convenience and also least path of resistance in that regard. And that's how we all start, I think, you know? Because it's very easy to confuse that with alignment and what really helps you and gets you to where you should be. Not that it's about help, but just being and getting. And not getting as in acquiring, I mean getting as in going. And so I just think that I appreciate you being on the similar path, because, you know, that's all it is. And even if other people don't really want to listen to this kind of a thing, it doesn't really make me want to talk about it any less. If anything, it makes me want to talk about it more. Because it's like, why don't you want to talk about it? Are you already there? In which case, can you offer me advice? Or do you not care because you don't see why you should think about it? Think about just things, certain things, not everything. Metamorphosis vibes, brother. Equally to you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. To me, this is more play than going and sitting out by the river fishing. To me, the real play is in progression and, you know, learning. And you can just do that by just being. You don't have to go do anything special. You don't have to. See, I'm lucky. I don't have to go out into nature. I just walk out my front door and I'm here, right? And not that that's luck. I mean, nothing is really luck, you know, but it's just what it is. It's how it is. And so maybe you could say, oh, well, I have a different set of cards, and we all do. We all have different cards to play. The thing is taking the cards that you have and playing them to your advantage to have the most complete experience that you can. Like, of course, we're not going to have all the same cards. What would be the fun in that game? Have you ever played a card game where you both have the same cards? No, it's always different, even if it's just slightly. And that's where the experience and the fun comes in. It's like everything, you know, with the right strategy, with the right moves. I kind of always think of Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, believing in the heart of the cards, right? But I mean, it just takes that kind of belief and that faith, even if some people say, well, don't give people false hope. Well, it's not giving people false hope. Do you want to run? Go! It's just, if you only have two options, you can either sit there and panic, or you can sit there and kind of believe. It's up to you. Which one would you rather take? What pill would you rather take? Because I've never known someone who panics their way out of a situation. It's normally being calm and thinking, and that's why I don't think weed is a good tool for people, because I don't think weed makes you think. I think it makes you panic. I think it slows your breathing. I think it constricts your breathing, and I think it makes your options pathway seem more narrow, instead of just being here and now as you are, and then seeing where you can go. It's almost like having tunnel vision. You don't really see all your options and see where you can go. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's where I like to call home, so I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate that you think I'm talking true wisdom, and I really do. It's hard to appreciate the true benefits of a good do diet without having a bad one prior, as with anything, right? So you're completely right. And again, it takes two to tango, so your receptiveness and your willingness to be here is what gives me a reason to say it. So thank you. But it is true, because especially with what you said about you can't appreciate the benefits of a good new diet without having a bad one. Yeah. And that's why I think we all end up kind of doing that at some point. Even if people don't want to, they're always, oh, I have to go on a diet, you know. Well, no, just don't. Obviously, if you had enough balance, you would never have to, but you may want to. You may want to not eat certain things. You may want to not just consume. I kind of think of eating as all forms of consumption. It's mental, it's physical, it's emotional. And so you could, fill yourself with things that are just, toxic, or, and a lot of it is just intention behind it too. So it's like, well, and then obviously with media, it's like people say, oh, that doesn't affect me. I can watch something negative and not feel affected by it. But it's like some point, even if it's unconsciously somewhere you're not noticing, it's going to affect you, because nothing doesn't not, nothing is, nothing, everything affects you. And, to say, oh, it doesn't affect me, that's when it's ignorance. And that ignorance could hurt you. Like, ignorance could help you, could hurt you. But we're all just consuming. We're consumers. And we also eat into our external reality with our thoughts and assumptions. Realizing the self as a past entity is very liberating, of course. So that's why investing has to take place in the future, because the past is all gone. So, no, I like that. I really do. And it's very true as well. So, whether I like it or not. But yeah, this was fun, man. We can kind of call it here. I'm glad not a lot of people join these, because it makes them a little more special. It makes it more to a real interaction than anything else. Like, so maybe I did something right without trying to. And I wouldn't change things, but I also am glad, because, like I said, just between us, I don't like streaming. I don't like being on the internet. I don't like, it all leaves a taste of bragging behind, as little as you try, and I don't like that. I really don't. It's not for me. That's why I don't use Instagram or Facebook, because or Snapchat or TikTok. And if anyone does, I don't really care. I'm just saying, for me, I'd rather just be real, and not real as in the sense of like, oh yeah, dude, he's so real, man. That dude's the realest. It's like, no, I just be real as in like not being whatever this wants me to be. Just be what I would be if I wasn't talking to you on here through this. That's what I'm, so anyway. Well, yeah, I appreciate that you say I don't come across that way, man. But, in a way, the internet is all bad. If it's clutter, it needs to be used in line with practical life, which is kind of a superficial life in a way. But still, yeah, so you get what I'm saying. It's not about, and it's okay, right? It's completely okay. It's like more than okay. Again, I don't mind. Like I said, when I said I don't care that people use other things, I mean, I don't mind. It doesn't really bother me if that's what people do. because I do it too, right? I just try not to do it. I try to not do it as much as possible because I don't really, and I appreciate you saying that, but I could easily become that person if I wasn't careful, because I think that's what happens. The more you do this, the more you gain followers and acquire likes and comments. It's almost like just eating a ton of food. It's like something's gonna back you up or block you up, and I've kind of seen myself go down that path before, so I try to be careful of that. It should be more of a thought. It should be thought of more as a library to learn than to consume. Yeah, that's why I used to love the internet before the short form content took over. But it is nice because being able to go live like this makes it really easy. I don't need a computer, and it makes that easier. But again, that convenience is killer. So you got to be careful. I do appreciate that, man, that you think there'd always be enough consumers to attempt to digest and my content if I were to make it into a side hustle or job. Yeah. And so we'll see, right? We'll totally see where it goes, but we'll try to maintain and keep calm and keep it under control for the most part. But again, I really do appreciate this sort of, we've just had you in this whole chat 30 minutes. I mean, we did have another person pop in, but it was more for a kind of one of those reaction comments where they say something and then it's like, how do I respond, And I see that strategy now, and it's not that I don't want to respond at all, but I used to just try to go along with it because to feed into it, and it's just like feeding into it makes it worse. So you should only, not that you shouldn't pay attention to everyone to a degree, but that's where the streaming is really sort of, I don't know, it's just interesting, I guess. It's like leaving the nest in some way, huh? Being less dependent on the internet scene, which is seemingly took over a lot of people's lives. It is very much so, and it's kind of taken over everyone at this point. So, and again, no problems with that. It's just, again, we could take advantage of it. We could not. We could be upset by it. We could not. But not saying we are. I'm just saying I have been personally very upset about the internet. Like, oh, it's terrible. It's a bunch of trash. But, one man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess. So you preferred the original YouTube too over the, yeah, same, 100%. I always will. That'll always have a special place in my heart, and maybe we can try to get back to that in some way by going forward and just being unaffected by the hype, because that's all it is hype, and people really wanting to everyone wants to be famous and all these different things. And again, no really problem with that, but it creates this competition, and that's where the flexing and the showing off, and you just, I have to have the newest phone, I have to have the newest shirt, I have to have the newest hairstyle, everything. It has to always keep up, and that's where you'll exhaust yourself truly. It's like just be okay with being behind a little bit in this, and it'll feel good. So maybe it outgrew us because we outgrew it. Could be. The world can be weird world can be weird like that sometimes. I think it's an attempt to sort of, well, I think you said it best, but it is an attempt to push us into this way of thinking, to accelerate the process. But again, no problems. So, all right, man. You get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow or soon. But it's great talking with you, Playlist. I'll see you again when I see you. Good luck on the diet. And I'm going to head out, get myself some dinner because it's still that time over here. So, all right, man. Peace out, bro.